The document Criminal Time Track, a history of high crimes against Scientology, lays out a chronology of alleged misconduct by Scientology's leadership, particularly focusing on L. Ron Hubbard, LRH, the Guardian's Office, GO, and David Miscavige. Key points include formation and early abuses, 1954–late 1970s. The Church of Scientology of California was founded in 1954 and initially enjoyed tax-exempt status. In 1966, LRH stepped down as executive director and created the Guardian's Office, placing Mary Sue Hubbard in charge. The GO applied the fair game policy, declaring that enemies of Scientology could be tricked, sued, or destroyed without consequences. During the 1970s, the GO's Intelligence Bureau implemented Snow White, a program to steal government files. Guardian's Office agents infiltrated the IRS and Department of Justice, forged government passes, and committed burglaries. These activities led to a 1977 FBI raid. Mary Sue Hubbard and 10 others were convicted. In the aftermath, LRH went into hiding. Communications to him were filtered through Pat and Annie Broeker, and evidence linking LRH to management was destroyed. Financial schemes and offshore funds. From 1972–1982, LRH and Mary Sue Hubbard established the Religious Research Foundation, RRF, transferring over $100 million from church accounts into Liechtenstein banks for LRH's personal use. After LRH's death, these funds were controlled by executor Norman Starkey and are alleged to have been seized by Miscavige. Creation of new corporations and Miscavige's rise, 1981–1982. In 1981–82, a corporate restructuring led by lawyer Sherman Lensk and accountant Lyman Spurlock created several new entities, including the Religious Technology Center, RTC, and the Church of Spiritual Technology, CSD. On 1 January 1982, Lensk incorporated RTC. Miscavige became a trustee and maintained control by holding undated resignations of each board member. RTC's articles authorized it to license all Scientology services and revoke licenses, giving it leverage over every Scientology corporation. The for-profit company Author Services, Inc., ASI, was established as LRH's literary agency, but effectively became his control and revenue conduit. David Miscavige, as ASI's chairman, filtered all communications to LRH and used the company to route orders into the church hierarchy. Between March and November 1982, LRH, Miscavige, and others allegedly transferred over $30 million from church accounts into ASI and LRH's offshore accounts under exaggerated billings. In April 1982, LRH instructed David Mayo to take over technical research, but Miscavige later ousted Mayo despite LRH's directive. Around the same time, Miscavige authorized a $250,000 operation to frame a federal judge with drugs and prostitutes and attempted to bribe another judge. Church of Spiritual Technology, CSD, and control of intellectual property. In May 1982, Attorney Lensk incorporated the Church of Spiritual Technology, CSD, a tax-exempt entity designed to hold and archive LRH's copyrights. CSD's governing structure includes secret special directors, most of whom are non-Scientologist attorneys. They possess the power to appoint trustees who can then appoint directors and officers. A U.S. Claims Court decision later noted that CSD and its co-founders, Lensk, Mead Emery, Leon Misterek, and Spurlock, positioned CSD to assume control over all Scientology copyrights and trademarks. LRH's revised 1982 gave RTC the rights to use the advanced technology and marks, and made CSD the conditional beneficiary of his estate. The court observed that CSD's purpose was primarily tax planning rather than religious preservation. Abuses, black operations, and exodus, 1983 mid-1980s. By 1980, tens of thousands of Scientologists left the church, objecting to Miscavige's brand of Scientology. Miscavige's management enforced severe reality adjustments, or gangbang sec checks, where groups physically intimidated individuals to shock them into compliance. He also ordered mass copyright filings to secure LRH materials, even those in the public domain, and used copyright claims to harass splinter groups. Miscavige invested LRH's funds in speculative oil wells, and after losing about $50 million, sold special editions of LRH books with forged signatures to recoup losses. Key technical personnel such as David Mayo were subjected to intimidation and ultimately expelled. Breakaway groups like the Advanced Ability Center were infiltrated, spied upon, and harassed. Many ex-members allege Miscavige personally ordered illegal acts such as wiretapping, planting drugs on critics, and destroying evidence. Later consolidation and tax-exempt controversies, late 1980s, 1990s. In 1987, Miscavige removed Vicky Asnerin as commanding officer of RTC, appointed himself chairman of the board, and shifted control from for-profit ASI to non-profit RTC. The late 1980s saw continued issuance of altered LRH, life improvement courses, and other materials marketed as based on the works of LRH. In 1988, the IRS denied CSD tax-exempt status, finding that CSD served private interests. A 1992 claims court decision upheld this denial, concluding that CSD's purpose was to facilitate LRH, estate planning, and to preserve the financial interests of other Scientology entities rather than to archive scriptures. Former RTC members alleged in affidavits that Miscavige personally conceived, planned, and ordered church actions against perceived enemies, and used fair game tactics including physical attacks. Summary: the document portrays a narrative in which the Guardian's office engaged in illegal espionage and harassment until the 1977 FBI raid. After that, LRH went into hiding and control shifted to a corporate network engineered in the early 1980s. David Miscavige, through ASI and later RTC, is depicted as orchestrating a hostile takeover, filtering LRH's communications, transferring millions of dollars to offshore accounts, forging LRH's signature, intimidating dissenters, and rewriting technical materials. The creation of CSD and complex corporate structures allowed non-Scientologist attorneys and Miscavige to consolidate ownership of Scientology's intellectual property and finances. These actions, according to former insiders and court documents, led to widespread departures, legal scrutiny, allegations of fraud, and ultimately a reconfigured hierarchy in which Miscavige held unilateral control.